In this video, I'm going to break down why you can't scale your Facebook ads or improve your return on ad spend, and then how do you actually go about accomplishing and fixing this. So how do you diagnose it? What's the reason why? And then how do you fix it? This is the same thing that I've done for clients who are massive, spending over $600,000 a month. This is over a 3 return on ad spend. This is the same exact strategy and approach that you'll need for your ad account, whether you're spending 10, 20, 50, $100,000 a month. It's the same thing. You'll have to graduate this in your ad account post Andromeda. So let's go through, let me explain the first concept on why, and then I'll explain this a little bit more in depth. So let's just look at one ad at a time for now, and you'll see each of these ads are going to talk to a specific persona, right? You'll see this one right here. This is just an example of a company, but insert your company here or your ad, and then we can do the same self-diagnosis here. So in every ad, unless it's a very bottom funnel ad where you're just going to retarget essentially people who already know about you, and then you can't really scale a brand, you're going to want to talk to new people, right? How do you talk to new people? Well, you hit pain points and things that are going to perk their ears up and that are going to be relevant to them, and then you insert your product as the solution. So for example, this product is a overnight oats company, and they're essentially in this ad talking to people who are probably busy morning people. Maybe they have a job, a morning commute, a family, and they are neglecting their nutrients in the morning. They're skipping breakfast, right? So they're talking about, hey, you can actually save 20 minutes and stop waking up stressed just because you're going to have breakfast already ready. So the point of this is they are speaking to busy morning people, right? They're speaking to people who have busy mornings, and then they're inserting their product as the solution to their problem. Hey, you don't need to neglect breakfast. We'll have it ready for you, and it doesn't take long to make. You just make it, and it's made overnight, right? Easy solution. So that's what a lot of ads should do. Most ads, however, they don't talk to people who are going to become aware of their brand. They just talk to people who are like, hey, best overnight oats. The reason you can't scale your ad account is because you're talking to the same people, and your total addressable market at some point is going to get maxed out. So even with this persona right here, there's only so many people who are actually busy morning people and who this ad is going to be relevant to, and it's who it's going to speak to and who it's going to get to actually become a purchase at some point. You're going to reach a cap. And so let's say you scale to $10,000 a month on ads that speak to these busy morning people. And if this is your ad account, just look at your past ads and go, who are the type of people we're trying to attract? What is the pain point and solution we're presenting to people? And is this various personas, or is it just one persona? In most cases, if you can't scale your ad account, you've only been able to crack one winning persona, or you've only ever tested one winning persona. So the way that this company is going to get scale, and the way you're going to get scale, is you have to speak to new audiences. Well, how do you speak to new audiences? You do it at the ad creative level. The easiest way is to do it in video, but let's just use static for this example. This one is appealing to the, I would say, penny pincher, right? Someone who is more finance conscious. Save your mornings and your money. And then they have this us versus them comparison on, hey, here's $9 for a drive-through every morning to get your breakfast versus $3 a meal is what we charge. It's a no-brainer, right? And so these are different audiences, different people. Again, this audience right here, let's say they're only able to get up to $10,000 a month on this ad or this type of persona. Well, if you keep scaling your ad spend, even if you keep scaling your creative concepts and ideation with this and iterations on this, you're still only going to be able to scale to a certain point because you're going to max out your total addressable market for people who this is going to resonate with. So you need to scale to new personas. So that is the why you can't scale your Facebook ads. In a lot of cases, you're one, just not making enough ads, and your ads that are working are just fatigued and you need new iteration. Or two, you're not testing any new personas. You're not introducing anybody to the brand from a new angle standpoint. So again, busy morning people, penny pincher. You have to introduce new audiences to the brand. Okay, so now that we've discussed the why you can't scale your Facebook ads or why your ROAS is the way it is, let's talk about how do you actually go about fixing this? And so some of it we've already alluded to, but let's drill in a little bit deeper here. So there's a tactic and a template that you can use to essentially do what I'm telling you. So again, I mentioned you need to be speaking to new audiences. Well, what's the best way to do that? If we can create an SOP or a template around our ads to effectively speak to new audiences reinstill credibility around our product and get them to take action, what does that look like actually? So there's three components of an ad. So number one, the first core concept is you need to be looking at something like a Claude or your top winners right now, or just concept with your team, your marketing team, to understand what type of angles or personas you should go after. Who is your product for? There's probably more people than you realize that can benefit from your product. Look at your benefits of your product, and then you can feed this into an LLM like Claude Cowork, and you can get several different unique angles on personas and people out there who can benefit from your product. And then it's just about positioning it in a way that actually is relevant to them and that gets them to take action. So how do we do that? Well, three-step process here. Every great ad, I believe, does three things very well. And I'm just going to actually narrow in on these two ad examples. So number one, what do these ads do really well on? Well, as you can see up top, they have clever ad copy. And so you see this one, save your mornings and your money. That's going to catch my attention if I'm someone who is a penny pitcher. Again, it's going to not only be clever, but it's going to be relevant to a very specific persona. So that is the key here. These are only going to be clever and relevant and going to get my attention if they're relevant pain points that it's calling out to me as the consumer. So this is why, again, coming up with various personas on people who can benefit from your product that aren't all the same are great, because that's your starting point. And then you go, okay, we have to target busy moms. We have to target busy dads. Your ad copy is going to look different at the top for various personas. So that's the first place, but that's the first piece of this ad. They each have clever ad copy. Secondarily, they have a product image. Immediately, whenever you have a product image, one, it's just going to highlight your product without you using words. And it's going to convey what it is that they're actually buying immediately. So you're presenting a solution up here. And immediately, whenever you have your product in the very middle, you are presenting yourself from a very low cognitive latency standpoint, meaning it doesn't take people a lot of time to understand that your product is the solution to the thing you're talking about up top. So I'm presenting a solution, and then boom, immediately I see a product image. That's going to convey to the consumer that your product is the solution without you actually using your words to do so. So that's number two, is your product image. Last but not least, and this is probably the most variable or creative thing that you can do and that you'll have some variance on and some creativity on. But number three is credibility. And the way you establish credibility, and I would say it's credibility, maybe credibility is not even the right word. I would say it's almost reinforcement. It's reinforcement. What do I mean by that? Well, you just made a claim up here. So I have clever ad copy, and then I need to reinforce the truth of that ad copy with something. And so you'll see up here for number one, I'm telling people they get 20 minutes back, and then I'm reinforcing that with USPs on this ad. Right? 0 morning prep, great for commutes. This is speaking to my ICP, my customer profile that I'm wanting to target. And then I'm letting them know we also have 30 other flavors, so they don't get tired of the same flavor every morning of my product. Same thing over here. You have clever ad copy, product image, and then number three, down below, you're reinforcing the claim that you made above. You're going to be saving money. How are you doing that? Look at this us versus them. It's just quick math. $9 versus $3. You're going to be saving 67% of your money just by switching to a healthier alternative like our product. And so I would add a fourth thing that all successful ads do, and all successful ads that are really, really scalable have an offer baked into them. So if you can say something like 20% off your first order, great. Obviously, your unit economics need to make sense there, but ultimately, this is the how and the why their Facebook ads can't scale, and then the how you go about doing it. It's all down to the creative, who it is you're targeting, and your creative strategy needs to become a fundamental part in scaling your ad accounts if you intend on growing long-term. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.